Good morning.
Hey there, guys. How you doing?
Doing well. Is it Mr. Gioli? Is that how you say your last name?
It's actually Joey.
Joey. Okay, this is
Very close, though.
I'm doing my best. My wife's Italian, so she's teaching me a little bit. As you can see, I do have my Iowa Hawkeyes hat on there because I am certainly a big Iowa Hawkeyes football fan. And
Wonderful.
Being a Jets fan, your former running back there is certainly one of our new prides on the Jets there.
Definitely.
So this is the group that chose the University of Iowa, and they have some questions for you if you don't mind answering them.
Absolutely. Go for it, guys.
Okay, go ahead, Caleb.
What is your school mascot and school colors?
All right. Well, our school colors are black and gold, and our school mascot is called Herky the Hawkeye. So he's actually kind of a giant bird. He's got a really big head if you ever see a picture of the mascot on TV at all.
How did that become your mascot?
Well, Herky was actually named, or as the Hawkeyes, you should say, is named after some of the Indian tribes that were here in Iowa. And so way back in the 1800s, back when the Indians still lived in the area, there was a chief named Black Hawk. And so they named us the Hawkeye State to honor that Indian chief. And then the university took over that nickname early in the 1940s.
How many students attend your college or university?
I don't know. Let me ask you guys a question. How many students do you think we have? Do you have a guess? What's your guess?
Go ahead, Quentin. How many do you think are there?
4,000.
4,000.
All right. It's a little bit higher than that. One more guess? Okay.
Go ahead. 5,000.
It's actually 30,000.
Wow.
That wasn't close.
That wasn't very close.
Well, okay. You're closer than some people that guess. Some people say about 2,000. So you're closer than most, I'll say. So we do have about 30,000 total students here this year.
Wow, that is a lot of students. With 30,000 students, that's quite this large campus you guys have. Go ahead, Jayla.
Mm-hmm.
How many start as incoming freshmen each year?
We have about 4,500 students that start each year as new students.
With 4,500, go ahead, ask the next question because I think I'm curious. How big are your class sizes with 4,500 students starting each year?
Yeah, we do have some big classes around here. Some of our largest classes can have about 250 people in them. That's the biggest classes that are there. Now, that's not very many classes. That's only a very small handful of classes with that many. A majority of our classes, about 3 out of every 4 classes that we have, are about 30 students. So I don't know, how many students do you guys have in your class?
They have 15 in their class.
15. So most of our classes are about twice the size of your class right now.
Which isn't bad because I think we have enough desks in each of your classes to hold about 30 students. So if your classroom was filled, that's how many you would have at the University of Iowa, which is not very many at all.
Exactly.
What types of sports are offered at the University of Iowa?
Well, we have 22 varsity sports at the University of Iowa. So we already talked a little bit about football. That's a really popular sport for us. We also offer basketball, wrestling, field hockey, swimming and diving, gymnastics, soccer, a lot of different sports. Football, though, is definitely the most popular. Our football stadium holds about 70,000 total people within it. So there's a lot of people that come in for those games every week.
Wow, that's actually the size of the new Meadowlands Stadium where the Jets and the Giants play. So your college brings in the same amount of spectators as the professional teams do.
Exactly. And our stadium on a home football game day, just our stadium becomes the 5th largest city within the entire state of Iowa.
Wow.
So it's a lot of people coming in for those games.
Go ahead, Quentin.
What types of things are there to do at your college?
Okay. There's a lot of different stuff that you can do. We have about 500 student clubs and organizations. So we have clubs for students who want to work on their academics. So for students who want to go into medical school or become lawyers, we have a lot of fun clubs and organizations like the skydiving club or the scuba diving club, where you get to go out and do those things. And then we have a lot of other ones too. One of the most popular new clubs that we have is what's known as the Quidditch Club. And I'm guessing you guys maybe know what Quidditch is. Anyone?
No. What is it from, Quentin? Do you know what movie it's from? And what books? He's a wizard.
Wizard.
No, what was it, Nina?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah.
It is. There you go. So we actually we have students that play Quidditch on campus. It's very popular. So a lot of cool things always going on during the school year here.
You know what's funny is you're actually the third school we spoke to who have mentioned the Quidditch Club within this year of starting it. The University of Florida as well as the University of Miami both were boasting about their Quidditch clubs.
It's all these new students coming in are the ones that have grown up on Harry Potter, so it's, something that they love doing, I guess.
Go ahead, Quentin.
Do you have any rivals?
Do you have any rivals?
We do. So here in the state of Iowa, there are 3 public colleges. So we are the University of Iowa, but you also have Iowa State University and then the University of Northern Iowa. So I would say one of our larger rivals that we play every single year is Iowa State University. They're the Cyclones. That's their school mascot. And so they're a very big rival for us. And then we also have a lot of other teams that we play pretty frequently. I would say University of Minnesota for me is a pretty big rival just because I'm from Minnesota myself. So kind of depends on who you ask, but Iowa State is a great rival for us.
I know with my college friends, the Iowa-Penn State game is always a favorite of ours.
Also, always a great game, and we've been lucky that we've actually won that game the past couple of years, so that makes it a much more fun rivalry for us than some others.
And my uncle who lives in Pella frequently sends me his Iowa State shirts as a torment to me, because he knows that I am an Iowa fan, not an Iowa State fan. Go ahead, Quentin.
Does your college have any
Traditions.
We do. So we have a couple of different traditions that come along each year. I'm trying to think of a couple of them. The sports and football games always have a lot of really great traditions. One of my favorite ones is inside of the stadium, after we score a touchdown, again, we've got 70,000 people in there. Each corner of the stadium spells out a different letter of the word Iowa. So you've got the I-O-W-A, and everyone yells it out from the different corners of the stadium and goes around, which is really, really cool sounding. And we always have a lot of great concerts and other events coming in too, like jazz concerts and art festivals that happen each year, which are a lot of fun.
Great. 10? What was number 10? Go ahead, Nina.
What is your college best known for?
Well, we have a lot of different academic programs that we go through. We are very well known for creative writing. So I don't know if you guys like to write stories at all or read any fiction stories. We are very popular for creative writing. And then also for the area that's known as health sciences. So basically doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and all those different health science programs. Oop.
Why do most people choose to attend your college?
Let's see. Sorry, it skipped a little bit.
Why do most people choose to attend your college?
So most people, I would say, choose to attend the University of Iowa because we are a big school. So we have a lot of different opportunities available. So you can go into a whole lot of different academic programs, but we still feel like a little bit of a smaller school, again, with those class sizes being pretty small. And so it's a nice, fun college town to be able to be in.
Well,
How big is your campus?
Technically, we have 1,900 acres as a part of our campus.
wow.
So that sounds like a lot, but in reality, What that includes is a lot of athletic fields. We have an entire golf course on our campus. So there's a lot of extra stuff that goes into that. Really, it's relatively small. I'd say about where students actually go to classes, maybe about half a mile wide, right around there.
How do most students get around the campus?
Pretty much everyone walks to get around to their different classes. Usually only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to walk to your class on campus as an undergraduate student.
What are the most popular areas of study at your school?
Well, again, those medical programs are very popular, as well as business, engineering, and then also the fine arts. So aside from writing, we also have a very popular theater program. Have you guys been in any plays before?
Have you been to any plays before with Miss Jocelyn? Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have very popular theater program, music program, art program as well. So those are very popular for our students.
Last one, Gina, go ahead.
What is the cost of your school?
Total cost for our out-of-state students to come to the University of Iowa is about $35,000 per year. So that pays for all of your tuition as well as living in our residence halls, and you get 20 meals per week in those residence halls included within that.
Quentin, I think you'd use those 20 meals up in 2 days. What do you think?
I would.
Now, does your school offer any scholarships for incoming students?
We do. About 80% of our student body gets some sort of financial aid. So a vast majority of students will receive either scholarships or federal-based aid.
Excellent. Now, besides some of the football players that we mentioned, does your school have any famous alumni?
We do have a couple that you may know of. Tom Brokaw is a news anchor, and he came from the University of Iowa. There are a couple more academic famous people. We have a professor named Albert Bandura, who was one of the kind of forefathers of modern psychology, as well as James Van Allen, who was an astronomer and actually discovered radiation belts that are around the Earth, up in space. And then probably the most well-known of our alumni, possibly for you guys, is Ashton Kutcher. And you know who that is, right?
The actor?
Maybe?
No. I know who he is.
Okay, I feel like I'm maybe dating myself. Okay. I thought that would have been, okay. I suppose, and none of you probably saw the old Willy Wonka movie. You probably, if anything, only saw the new one. But Gene Wilder is another famous actor who's probably a little bit older. Your parents would know who he is. And he's also from the University of Iowa.
Excellent.
Yeah, they went up into the sky in that little ship thing.
In the elevator.
Yes,
yep.
the glass elevator, exactly.
You did all right. We've got one who's seen the
nice.
class.
I like it.
Now, what would you say is your favorite thing about working at the University of Iowa?
I would say overall it's got to be the people who are here. You really find some absolutely amazing people, not only in Iowa in general, but specifically here on campus. They are extremely nice people. All the students are excited to be here, and it has a very college feel to it, almost what you feel like you see in the movies. It has that collegiate feel, and it's really an exciting place to be with a lot of great things happening all the time. So it's a very, very fun place to work and to live.
Now, one of the kids had asked me, since Iowa's quite a distance from New Jersey, do most students stay on campus during the weekends?
Yes, a majority of students will. There are a couple weekends, of course, where before spring break or Thanksgiving break or anything else where students tend to go home. But for the most part, especially in the fall, most students will be staying on campus, even if it's just for football games. You know, students want to make sure they don't miss those. So I came from out of state myself and stayed every weekend, and there was always plenty to do.
( All right. Well, I can't thank you enough for giving us this insight into the University of Iowa. I mean, I'm certainly going to root harder for the Hawkeyes on Saturday afternoons.
Well, you guys had some great questions for me. I really appreciate all of that. And if you ever need anything else at any point, please feel free to send me an email or anything else to get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you.
All right. What do we say, guys?
Thank you.
And go Hawkeyes, right? Have a great afternoon and a good weekend.
You too. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.